Chef Hillary doing the cooking, so thanks for the great turnout and participation. We've got the recipes and some pens and some jar opener coasters in the back there, so if anyone needs those. But with that, we will turn it over to Chef Hill, and then a quick plug for next Tuesday's travel. 2 o'clock Tuesday here, it's going to be a winter walk on the lake in Camden. So that's next Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Tom. No claps for Tom. Come on, give it up for Tom. Okay.
Because the best these are
Oh, we love it. You're so helpful. Okay, let me just check on that. All right, great. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear me at this level?
Yes.
If no one else is talking, ideally. So hi, everyone. I am Hillary, or Chef Hill, as my friends call me. Yeah. So, you know, if you want to call me Hillary, it means I'm in trouble. So Hill is better. So as Tom mentioned, I am from Hill and Ville Natural Wellness. We're a holistic wellness center, and I'm a holistic chef. So this is our second time being here. I'm so excited. And does everyone know what we're making?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, it's so good. All right, with a raise of your hands, who has had shepherd's pie before? Yes. Oh, a lot of you. Okay, not all of you though, right? Okay, what is your favorite part about shepherd's pie? This is interactive, so please stay tuned.
The mashed potatoes.
The mashed potato part, yeah. What else? That's the best, right? Yeah, we all start sort of picking from the top of it, right, when we're there. So great. Does everyone have their little ingredient list and instructions? Okay, I'm gonna preface this with a little bit of love. So when I wrote this, I had certain ingredients. Sometimes I don't have certain ingredients, and you can buy things and whatever. But I am very much of the mind of not wasting food and sort of using also what's in your pantry. And I made this recipe today so that you can sort of be in your house and grab what you have in your own life. So I didn't make things as pretty as they might with Sheppard or something like this on HSN. However, I wanted to make it tangible for all of you, that you can say, hey, oh, I saw that in the grocery store, let me grab that, I know where to get that, etc., and just super easy to just use yourself. Does that sound good?
Yes.
It's kind of relatable, right? We want to be relatable. This is not just to watch, you know, a cooking show, if you will, because we can go do that on YouTube. But this is very much tangible so that you can make it for yourself, okay? All right, fantastic. So we are going to start with a few basics. Who was here with me last time? I see some faces. Fantastic. Okay. So November we made a chicken garden stew, and it was delicious, and this is going to be a little bit different. So how am I starting? I'm starting right now, because I'm with you all, with boiling my water. Technically there should be potatoes in here already, and I want to start with cold water, because what happens when you're cooking potatoes is if you put them in hot water, it shocks the outside too much, and then it becomes mushy, and then the inside is not cooked. So you want to have start with cold water with your potatoes in there, and then as the water heats, it's going to cook everything all the way through. Makes sense, right? Yeah. So I washed some potatoes. We are going to just start cutting. And right now, I'm making my water hot because I want these to actually boil while you're here. And so I'm going to salt this. Who likes to salt their water? Yes. This is iodine salt. I don't use iodine salt in most of my cooking. I like to use Himalayan salt, or a lot of people in the industry will make, what do they use? They use some kind of sea salt. I forgot what kosher salt. Thank you. My brains. Of course, kosher salt. Okay. So I actually have Yukon Gold. I know our recipe says russet, but let me tell you, peeling potatoes in front of you right now, not the most fun. So you can honestly use whichever kind of potato that you want. It's really up to you. Even red potatoes are fine, because you can use the skin, and the skin is really healthy. So I'm leaving the skin on. I did it for our demo too, because I really like skin. If you don't, it's fine. You can peel them and make it as you want. Does that sound okay? Yes? All right, great. So I'm gonna super rough chop this into quarters because we're gonna mash them. They don't have to look pretty. have to, you know, cook on time, right? So just quarters, super simple. And I'm just gonna pop them in there.
What's the difference between Himalayan salt and iodine salt?
It's the processing and where it's sourced from. So iodine salt has like an extra process inside of it, and it's adding iodine to the salt usually. Himalayan salt comes from the Himalayas, and you want to be careful because there are scammers out there who will just make the salt pink for you, but it's iodized salt, so you don't want that. But yeah, and so you can get it at your local, you know, your local grocery store, or there's a lot of like local businesses who sell it now. Yeah, it just depends on your process. Like I really like Himalayan salt mainly because, as I mentioned, holistic wellness practice, right? So we always want to see where can we get our nutrients from, and Himalayan salt has a lot of the nutrients and elements inside of it, so you can absorb it.
So what is
properly.
kosher salt? How is that different from the other ones?
I would love to talk to you about that for a year, but I can't.
Settle in.
Thank you for asking. That's a longer conversation, but I would, you know, but we can talk about it after if you want, or we can just look at ChatGPT together and then say, hey, this is what it is. Because everything is really about processing, and then how much is taken out during the processing as far as the nutritional value of it. Okay. How we
Don't you
doing?
need some iron?
We do need iodine. Yes, we do. However, there are, you know, different vegetables and even nutrients that you can take with better iodine, or iodine that's more bioavailable. So you just want to use what's good for you. Oh, look, we have a little friend that's growing a little friend inside of it. So we're not going to use that. And this is one thing that I love to tell people. So this is my garbage bowl. So to me, this is not garbage. This is compost. Yes? Who composts here?
Yes.
Or knows about compost, something like this? Yes.
What is wrong with that?
Oh, it's starting to mold inside. Yeah. It's growing
I
afresh.
thought it was another.
Oh, I would love that. We could just plant it in the garden. But no, this one particularly is starting to mold, so we don't want to use that. But, and I tell my friends this when they're like, how do you keep your kitchen so clean when you're cooking? And I'm like, well, I have a wife, that's one. And then number two is I use a garbage bowl or a compost bowl. So anything like wrappers and, you know, food scraps, whatever, I just put it all in the bowl. So I'm not standing there like having to go all the way to the garbage and then garbage, right? Because that's so cumbersome and it takes a lot of time and it's very annoying. So having a garbage bowl is your best friend. Have you ever tried?
No.
Garbage bowl? Some of you? Amazing. I love it. All right, I'm going to put a couple more in here, but feel free to keep asking me questions. I know you want to know about salt. I would love to give you all about salt. But feel free to just, you know, ask questions, watch, whatever. Yo, go for it.
There's a bunch of ladies in my condo complex, and they all make their shepherd's pie with
Uh-huh.
mushrooms. But I have a husband
Yeah.
that detests mushrooms.
Cool.
Would I ever fool him and have him not recognize that there's mushrooms?
Probably
So
No,
I
I don't think so.
That's so funny that you said that because I didn't actually put mushrooms in this one either. But last night when I was making the tasting for you guys, I was like, oh, I've had it with mushrooms before and it's delicious. So you can
It's
mushroom.
soup.
Mushroom.
That's the easy routine. They put mushroom soup.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know that one.
Oh.
But if that works for you, yeah, go for it. Like you can put, for example, like mushroom powder. You can even cut mushrooms, saute them, and you know add them to the mixture. It's really good.
If you cut them small enough,
If you cut them small, yeah, exactly. That's what mushroom powder
Right,
is
you may
really
not
good.
recognize it, right?
Or if you cut them small enough in like dices, he won't know the difference. You're just like, oh, it's onion.
I'll know the
Okay,
difference.
so in my next pot, I am going to start the beef mixture. So I like to start with onions. That's my preference. Some people start with beef right away. You can use lamb. You can use pork if you're feeling adventurous. You can use whatever ground beef you want, or I'm sorry, ground meat that you want. I really like ground beef. So this is, no, sorry, not so pretty, but this is an American Wagyu beef that I got. So it's not Japanese Wagyu at like $86 a pound. But this is 1 pound, and we'll put it in a sec. First, I'm going to cut up the onion. All right, as I'm cutting, this might be something that those of you who were with me before remember, but I'm gonna go over it with our newbies, is this is a chef knife. Love it, super helpful. Some of you might have this. I highly recommend this be the knife of your choice when you're cutting. You know, other knives are just not gonna do the same thing, and they're harder to maneuver. So a great way, and something that you learned in culinary school, is you take your 2 fingers at the base of the knife, and then you comfortably grip it from there. And so your power is not coming just from your wrist, it's coming from your whole arm, your whole, you know, ideally from your core, right? But essentially it's going to help you maneuver the knife a lot better. And then, because imagine, like, look at me going like this. Doesn't this look kind of, it's awkward, and I don't have as much control. It's like floppy. Sorry, I don't mean to point a knife at you, but it's a lot floppier. So, how I like to cut an onion is you cut off the base, and then you peel part of this off, right? All of you know how to probably cut an onion.
Do you cry also?
But let's see. Sometimes I do. I hope you won't cry though either.
Which end do you cut?
I would love to tell you that. So, I cut this one. This is the end where, have you seen like scallions? Okay, these are not scallions, but it's similar. It looks like scallions. This is the top of the onion. And then I leave the root like this, if it were growing out of the ground. You leave the root on, and I'll show you why. So, for this one in particular, we're going to just do a medium dice. So I'm gonna go halfway, almost all the way through to the tip. And it'll be easier to see on this one because it's already left. But essentially, what you're doing is you have, it's hard to see like this, but I will show you. So you already have like, it's all connected together. So it's not all flimsy and moving, okay? So from here, it's very simple to come in and just like that. It's all together already. It's all together. So honestly, I really like to do this. You just cut and you go. You cut and you go. And you know, if you need to later go in and chop a little bit, it's okay. But because this is in a, what's it called? It's in like a little stew kind of thing. It's not a stew, it's a shepherd's pie, but it's more going to be translucent. It's not something that's going to be raw. You can be a little bit, what's the word? You don't have to be perfect with it. And that's also something I want to mention is you really don't have to be perfect when you're cooking. Cooking very much can be intuitive, and I hope you enjoy it because it can be really stressful for people, right? But try not to stress too much. It'll be okay. All right, I haven't turned this on. Or did I turn this on? Good question. It's hard to tell on this. Okay, no, I haven't turned this on. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. It can be 2 tablespoons, but I think that's good enough. So, you can measure this. I'm not gonna measure this because I need to use this for something else and I don't have more than this. This is a tablespoon. And it works like that. And then I'm gonna turn it on and keep cutting my onion so it starts to become translucent. Yes? And then, oh, I have a little friend in here that I didn't cut. See how that happens? I'm not perfect, you guys. Did you know? Okay, so let's keep cutting. And I'm also going to salt this. Why? Does anyone remember who was with me last time?
Flavors.
Flavor, yes. What did you say?
I thought it draws out the juice of it.
It does. So yes, there's a few answers and both of you are right. So when you add salt to your dish, you want to salt it as you're cooking. So not just in the beginning, not just in the end, throughout your cooking experience, because you're layering flavor. Same thing with your spices or your herbs. And then in addition, it does draw out water and moisture. So that's how the onions can start to brown. All right, so this is a little bit easier how I talked about before. So you see it's, I know it's a little bit better. Doing our best here. All right, so from here again, we're medium chocolate, and I'm going all the way to the end, but this is still on it. So it gets a little easier to then go in and cut like that. And it's a perfect medium cut. So it looks like this. Yes, that's technically what a medium cut is. Or a medium chop, I should say. And I'm just doing it like that because it's easier for me in this particular situation. And then, you know, you can compost this, you can put this in a stock for later if you want to make a vegetable stock or any kind of stock you're making, bone broth, whatever. You can take those scraps and actually use them. So you're not wasting. And then if you look at your, what is it called? If you look at your ingredient list and your recipe page, I have Worcestershire as optional. I have, what else on there as optional?
Tomato paste.
Tomato paste is optional. So, I didn't have that in my kitchen. What did I do? Oh my gosh, we need to improvise. And I did this particularly for a reason because not everybody has that stuff. Worcestershire is very particular. I'm just, you can smell it. I am just mixing it up. It's just salt, olive oil, and onions. So, what did I have? I didn't have anything. I had red wine then. And not everybody has red wine, which is good, which is fine as well. But a lot of people do. Even white wine can work in this as well, if that's what you have. But what I recommend is never open a bottle of wine that you're not also going to drink, unless you're using the whole thing, right? Because it's like, oh, I only need 2 tablespoons of this wine. I'm gonna open the whole thing and then I'm not gonna cook with it for a year. No, that's insane. So you want to try the wine, make sure you like it. I really like this. This is I think it's a Cab Sav, and it's delicious. So we're gonna use this one is called 1888. We get like a little wine box from the Washington Journal. Wall Street Journal. That's what we got. But anyways, I digress. Do what you feel. Whatever wine you have, you can use. And we're going to use that to deglaze the pan. So what does deglazing mean? So when you're cooking and you have the meat and the onions and they're starting to crisp just a little bit, they're starting to brown the bottom. Have you seen this before? Starting to brown the bottom, and it's very delicious. Look at this happy little pot.
Yes.
It's really excited. It's like, I finally have my 15 minutes of fame. So, yeah, so once this starts to brown more, it's going to brown a little bit on the bottom, the pan, and that's where the delicious flavor is. The delicious flavor. So we want to get that flavor. We want to bring it into the dish itself. So we're going to deglaze with a little bit of red wine. So what happens is because it's acid helps to pull that browning out from the bottom and bring it into the dish and melt into the dish. In a lot of dishes you can use, lemon to deglaze. You can use vinegar. You can use any kind of acid. Balsamic.
I
Yeah.
have so many in my house.
So many. Yeah,
And
exactly.
I don't have wine or Worcestershire.
Again, right. So use what you have, and that's really what I want to emphasize is like, truly, this is so much better when you can do it yourself in your house, and just use what you have. Okay, so let's see how this is doing. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. So I'm gonna keep going. I think I did one. I did one, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty big. So I think that's enough. let's keep going. What's next, my friends? I have our oven on, so that's good. All right, so ideally these potatoes are going to start boiling, and then I like to put in my red meat first. Why? Because I want it to start to brown. I want it to start to caramelize a little bit with the onion, and it's going to give a lot of flavor. And then I'm going to start my garlic. So if I just go into here, boop. Yep, happy little ground beef. Alright, so I'm gonna mix that around in a sec. And I'm gonna try to keep my stuff separate. Let me see what I have here. I can use this to separate. Okay. So honestly, all you're doing, and you can use, if you have like a masher, or they have little tools now for this. Have you seen that? It's like a little masher.
I have that one.
You have that, yeah. I don't have that, so I'm not gonna use it, but yeah. So you can just break this up, and honestly, when I buy this at the grocery store, we love to buy in bulk, you know, stuff that we're eating a lot of, especially because it's cheaper that way. And so you can get stuff at Costco, you can get stuff at Restaurant Depot, you can get stuff from your local, you know, meat distributor or butcher or whatever, and you take it and you freeze it, so you have it for later. But you definitely want to defrost it before you start cooking it, otherwise you just have a block here, and that's not funny. Alright, let me check this temperature. Are you guys okay? Are you cold?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm sweating, so I'm glad you're feeling good. It's gonna get hotter in here. Alright, very good. So, I'm just gonna let that start browning, and I will continue to monitor it. Let me make some space. So next is flavor. Believe me, there's a lot of flavor in there. If you just want that, still gonna be delicious, right? It's like a burger in a pot. So, something that I don't have on there, but I thought about later, are bay leaves. Bay leaves just add a lot of flavor, especially in a stew. Again, this is not a stew, but we're making a little bit of a sauce with it, just with its own juices. And then we're starting to build flavor. Where did it go? With our bouillon. So this bouillon is 1 cube, 8 ounces, is technically like 8 ounces of broth, which is about a cup. So, have you ever seen this before?
Yeah.
This one? It's my favorite. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so this is the better than bouillon roast beef base. Hey. So, this is the beef base that I love. This is the organic one. You can get this at any local shop for the most part. What did it say? Tablespoon? Yeah. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna get it in there. And then add a little bit of water with it. Later, because again, I want to be able to deglaze the pan. So if you don't like this, broth like this style, you can use vegetable. Either one is fine. Either one is fine. Does that sound good? Yes, sort of. Okay. As we do this, ooh, it's gently starting to caramelize.
Is there a vegetable?
Yes, there is. Yes, and it's so good. I use that a lot for like chicken stews, or they also have a chicken one. But I use that for like chicken stuff. What vegetables are in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's a lot. It's a good one. It's like a good veggie broth.
And it's a paste like that?
Yeah, it's a paste. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different color, but it's good. Yeah, I use that one too. Good job, though. All right, flavors.
That pan's gonna take.
That's gonna fall.
It's gonna be a rocket.
There's something alive in here.
Y'all are so funny.
That's
I
rare
love you.
meat.
I love you so much. Okay, let's keep layering our flavors. So this is a teaspoon of dried rosemary leaves. I'm gonna do a little extra just because this is a pretty big pot and pretty big recipe that I'm using. So you can just put it in straight. I like to chop it up. Oh, hi. I like to chop it up a little bit because it helps to loosen the flavors, the oils from the rosemary. I'm chopping rosemary. So this is about a teaspoon. How much is it? A teaspoon, yeah. A little bit less. I'm sorry, a little bit more. So rosemary, and then we have, what else, friends? Thyme. This one we don't have to chop. So we can do a teaspoon of this, or a little bit extra for fun. So, and some of you might remember, as you're going, you want to taste things. Yes? So right now I'm not going to taste because it's, you know, raw meat. But as you go, you want to taste things. So if later, when I taste stuff, and it's not so good, I'm going to leave that alone. Or change it a little bit. But do you start to smell this? Do you smell it?
Good.
Rosemary, you can smell the thyme, you can smell the onions.
I have flavored olive oil.
You what?
I buy the flavored olive oils.
Yeah, that's nice.
So they have
That's
all
good.
those, and they smell so good.
Yeah. All right. Garlic. Thought I forgot about the garlic, right? I didn't, I found it. I'm sorry, this is so weird. Calm down. Calm down. I don't know why that happened. It seems like the base has bowed a bit. It's probably an old pot. Okay, so, hello, my organic garlic. I'm gonna do about one clove of it. How much did I tell you to put in? Two? This is a big one. We can put two. Let's do it. You guys seem to like garlic. Let's do it. Yeah, me too. And especially right now, it's very good for you in the winter time. As we're, helps with your immunity, boosts your immunity. And also, I want you to keep in mind that the recipes that I make are gonna be on the healthier side. Yes? So you could put flour in this, like a slurry,
What
to
did
make
you
it
just
thicker.
do to the garlic?
Oh my god, I'd love to tell you. Okay, so remember how I chopped up the rosemary? Similarly, garlic has to be bruised in order to release the oils, if you will, as well as I forgot what the word is, but as well as the healing properties of it. So, this one's good. I like to take off the end, because it can be bitter. If I'm at home, I don't, because, it's me. But
Did
if
you
I'm
just
cooking,
punch it down
just punch it down?
Just pound
Yeah,
it
you just
with
bruise
your
it.
hand?
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Bruise
just
it.
chop it, right?
What?
You can't just chop
You
it.
can. It honestly is a little bit easier if you bruise it because it's easier to cut, in my opinion. I want to show you guys something. How are we doing? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Are you guys cold? Are you tired? Are you
Hungry.
feeling a lot of things? Okay. I hear that. Okay. I totally respect that. All right. So, you know what? I'm going to show you something very delicious because some of you might see this, and I kind of already, it has a little baby, right? So I kind of smushed it already, but normally I would take this out if I'm cooking for someone. Me, I don't care. I eat it anyway. But this is a garlic sprout, and it can be bitter. So like in a restaurant, they're supposed to take it out because it just makes the garlic a little bit more bitter. Yeah. But again, in your own home, do what you want. You gotta do what you want.
I would think that's where the life is. The life
That sounds like it sounds like that's where it's supposed to be, right? But garlic is already it's already become a whole
bloom.
bloom. Right, thank you, that's what I was looking for. And now this is sort of an extra bloom that you don't need. Alright. Is that enough? Is that enough garlic for everybody? Alright, we're gonna throw it in. Oh delicious. Oh delicious. check on our browning. See how it's doing. Oh, it's very good. Oh, do you smell that?
Is that medium heat?
This is, yeah, so you have to decide for yourself on your own cooker because this one is its own thing. Oh, okay, it's a little hard to show you the browning, but it's there, I'm telling you. And in a little bit, we'll add some of that red wine to build the flavor and to deglaze. Okay, give me one sec. I'm gonna take a little sip of this. And can you believe that this is not boiling yet, but you know what?
Pot, never boil. Maybe you need to cover.
I should cover it. I don't have a cover. Let's see, will this work? Yeah, that works. It's like my grandma's dish towel, right? Like, it's how my grandma used to do it. Okay, so we're building flavor. We have all the things in there. We want to deglaze in a minute, but then I'm going to talk to you about the veggies that we're adding. So, have you ever seen this before? Are you familiar with these? So, why I told you, right? I wanted to have this tangible for you. So, I picked this up at Costco. This is something I keep in my freezer all the time, but guess what? It is one of the best things that you can add to so many dishes, and particularly it's what you need to make shepherd's pie, but it has a little bit of a bonus in there, so it added some green beans. And I'm like, why not? Let's do it. It already has it in there, let's add it. And that's what I put for the tasting as well. It's not on here, but it adds great flavor, protein, and a little bit more fiber into your diet, and it's fantastic. So why not? Does that sound good?
Is it my favorite?
Those are your favorite? Awesome. Yeah, if you don't like them or you can't eat them, just pick them out. That's okay too. So, here's my little friend here. So I'm literally going to divvy it like this. I also brought extra corn, extra peas, because I just want to add more for you guys to have more flavor. Let me check this, how it's doing. Yeah, we're getting some browning. So the oil's in there, but we also have a good amount of browning happening. So I'm going to deglaze the pan a bit. And I'm just eyeballing, but you can do about a tablespoon, and that's fine.
That's a big tablespoon.
That's
She
okay.
closed her eyes and did it.
You know, it's okay. It's all coming out in the wash. Don't worry. But you smell it, right? It's cooking off. Yeah. So it's starting to brown even more. So this is the time where when the beef is almost done, where I want to add the veggies. Because you can add it honestly at any time that you want. I personally like to do it because it gives it a good amount of time for the onions to become translucent and caramelized, everything to start browning, and then because this is frozen, it adds a lot of moisture in it. So it's just gonna start to build that sort of sauce that we were talking about. And you don't necessarily need to add more water. I'm gonna add a little bit after this, but yeah. So just give me a sec. Yeah, this is delicious. So all of the wine cooked out. And now it's just with that, do you smell that rich flavor? Yes? No? Sort of? You're like, I'm kind of drunk from the smell. So check it out. It's already starting to create that browning, but that sauce. Okay? How are we doing? Any questions so far?
When you put those vegetables in, I'm afraid that there's gonna be a lot of water coming out of the vegetables. And you said you wanted that to make the broth more?
Yeah, like a little sauce. So for example, if you like your sauce a little thicker, which is fine, you can add a slurry, which is a little bit of water and flour, or oil and flour.
Oh, okay.
So that will thicken the sauce.
Yeah.
A bay leaf also helps to thicken the sauce a little bit, adds more flavor. Or cornstarch, whatever you want to use as a thickening agent. I don't like to put extra stuff in my sauces if I don't have to, so that's sort of why I do that. Just from a health perspective, if I don't have to put more random things into my dish, I'm not going to. All right, I'm just dropping these straight in.
Yeah, they're boiling.
What?
No, I said potato, would do it. Potato for the.
Oh,
vegan,
potato
yeah.
starch. Maybe, probably. I don't know. Good question. I did probably, yeah. All right, I did about 3 cups right now.
So there should be 3 cups, or still 1
So-
cup in there? Yeah,
Good
that's
question.
good.
So what I put on there is accurate. However, because this is mixed, I, made it a little bit extra because, for example, I put on here 1 cup of frozen peas and carrots, but because this is all in there, it's not gonna give me like half a cup of peas, half a cup of carrots. I have to put a little bit extra. And then you can also put frozen corn kernels. These are already in there. I got some extra just to add. So, in my house, I love vegetables. So I like to add more, right? We're doing what we like. We're doing what tastes good to us, what works for us in our kitchen, what the ingredients that we have in our kitchen. So, this is fine right now, as it is. This is fine right now as it is. If you want to add more, you can. I like to add more. That's just me.
What other vegetables would you add?
Yeah, you can add, so we talked about mushrooms before.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Let's see.
What wouldn't work, like beets?
Beans wouldn't work. I mean, you might add like some zucchini, no. I don't know, I'd have to think about it. That's a good question. But definitely, like fresh carrots you can do. So for example, if you don't have this and maybe you just have this too, you can shred your carrots. Shred
Oh.
your carrots. But again, it's a lot more
How
work
about
for you.
parsnips?
It's just gonna change the flavor of the dish a lot.
Yeah.
Parsnips are very strong. Yeah, parsnips are very strong. These are more peas, because I wanna put more peas. Can I put more peas?
Yes.
Is it allowed? Okay. I'm gonna do a half a bag. Because again, no! That was bound to happen, right? Okay, we're gonna let our friend just hang out there.
Would you put any leafy green in there?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I was thinking about that too. I would put, if anything, just things that are bland. So like green chard or spinach. I wouldn't put kale in it. Kale is a very
Spinach.
bitter,
What
strong.
about celery?
You could. I've seen people put celery because it becomes more like a mirepoix, if you will, or like the bait. You know what a mirepoix is? It's the 3 main ingredients of many soup dishes. So like it's onions, carrots, and celery. That's what a mirepoix is. Okay. This is so happy. Does it smell good?
It's drunk now with the wine.
It's drunk with the wine. I'm telling you, it cooked out, I promise. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now.
Yeah.
Does it look good?
Colorful.
Alright, it's colorful, yeah. And so we eat with our eyes first. So does anyone remember I said we need to taste things? Anyone remember I said we need to taste things? So I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to, because I added that bouillon, I want it to, not be too salty or too overpowering. But let's taste it. I think it needs a little bit more time. And, oh, you know what? I didn't mention. So, because I'm a chef, I was cooking for clients, I had a lot of parsley. So I brought parsley for you guys. And so we're gonna add it to the actual dish itself. And then we're gonna add it as a garnish later, because it looks so beautiful when you're all done. But if you don't have fresh parsley, that's totally fine. You can also have dried parsley. So this is what they have here. I'm not gonna use it. I don't know how old that is, but I just wanted to show you because you know we're gonna use our fresh stuff. So all right, let's do that. So I get this question a lot, and I see this a lot on the internet. What do you do with the tips of the parsley? What do you do?
Put 'em
with
in
the
your
stems?
compost.
Oh, so you can compost it. You can make a sauce. You can dry it and then blend it and make a parsley powder and use it in your soups and your dishes or whatever. For the sake of right now, I'm not going to use it, but I am going to save it to compost later. So from here, you honestly just go in and you chop it up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Can you smell it? Is that what you were saying? Oh, it's fresh, right? So I'm going to use about half inside of I'm honestly doing a really rough chop. I'm going to use about half inside of our dish right now. That's going to bring more flavor to it and then more color as we talked about. And you can do this fast, you can do this slow. Just be careful when you do it. You want to make sure you're keeping your fingers healthy and there's no need to rush. Does that sound good? So if you don't like chopping, you know what else you can do?
The chopper.
Food processors, yeah. So food processor, if I'm doing like large batches of something, like I need a lot of minced garlic, let's say. So I'll just put it in the food processor and it's all good. All right, I said half, right? All right, it's coming in. So you notice the fresh stuff you want to put in towards the end, otherwise it browns. And then it becomes bitter and wilts and it's kind of gross. So if you put it in towards the end, it keeps its vibrancy and as well as its flavor.
Does it have a lot of nutrients?
Parsley?
Yeah.
Yeah, parsley is really good for you.
So
I
is
would
it green leafy, that kind of falls in the category or no?
So parsley is more of an herb versus green leafy. It's not gonna hurt unless you're allergic to it. But it's I had 2 on here the whole time. You guys didn't tell me. Okay, thank you so much.
Well, you just since you took it off the pot.
I'm doing such a good job of that. Okay. All right, a little bit more. And then I want to check on our potatoes. Do we think that they're cooked? Kind of?
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know.
We're even bubbling.
Let's see. No. Not even a little bit. Well, that's what you get for cooking in real time. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't make the rules. It's just now starting to bubble. But anyways, at this time, this would be done already, right? And so you would add your half and half. What was that? I don't know.
Something over here.
Something.
Oh, you dropped your paper.
What is that?
Oh, this
What? This is half and half.
Oh,
Half and half. You can use heavy cream. If you don't want to use dairy, you can use non-dairy milk, soy milk, oat milk, almond, cashew's my favorite.
Coconut?
Not in mashed potatoes.
Okay.
No. That's a little bit too. So now you're just getting.
No, you're
Now you're just getting excited. I'm just kidding. But yes, so you can use whatever you want. I like to use half and half, and then butter. So how much did I say we should use?
8 tablespoons.
That's a lot, isn't it? Well,
No,
that's
third of a cup.
just gonna make it
Oh,
delicious.
third of a cup and
That's a
half and
whole
half, and
stick.
8 tablespoons of butter.
Let's see.
It's 1 stick of butter.
One stick of butter, which is what I did for the demo. So that's good. All right, and then you would have garlic powder. You can also add raw garlic. It's up to you how you feel. Black pepper, and then the Parmesan cheese part is for the top. So, let me see. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't taste this yet. So me see. I want to see how this tastes so that. Oh, that's good. I did a good job. You know what? It needs a little bit more water because I was right. The bouillon was
Salty.
very salty.
And then you also added salt.
A little bit, yeah. In the beginning, that's true. That's very true. If you want to add garlic powder, oh, you know what I didn't add? Black pepper. Thanks for reminding me.
I still love that, I don't even look at one.
So if
No,
you're
I
gonna
love
use the bouillon that's so salty, why put the other salt?
It's just that it gives you a different flavor profile.
And it needed to help the onions cook.
Yeah, like it's a loaded question. Not everyone will. Some people will just use the bouillon to flavor. Similarly, some people will just use Parmesan to flavor their pasta instead of salt. Like Parmesan becomes the salt, if
We
you
don't
will.
salt, we just don't salt anymore, it's just such a habit now not to,
Yeah,
that we just don't.
that's smart. Well, you're just so fabulous.
But then I just make him, I mean, if he wants it on, salt your food later, not while you're cooking.
Yeah.
You have to
No,
be
it
very
should be
strict.
the other way, you salt when you cook and not afterwards.
So I do both. I'm gonna add all of this, guys, because I don't want to have like leftovers. But
There you go. Just
Sorry.
cook it.
it's just cooking. But that's me. But you know, this is, and you guys, I'm gonna leave this with you guys. So you guys can have this. But the one that I made for you, and we're gonna taste it in a second, has a very good flavor profile and has good, you know, the right ingredients. So, what else? What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Yeah, so essentially, you know, you want to let this cook well. You know, everything heats up. If it's too watery, you can always cook it down. You know,
When do you add the half of hen?
so when you're mashing the potatoes.
Oh.
Yeah, for the potatoes. So ideally, once the potatoes are cooked,
If they cook,
if they cooked, you drain them. You put all your ingredients in. Da-da-da. You can even whip it if you want to, which is quite nice. If you have one of those hand blenders or a stick blender,
A ricer.
a ricer is great. For sure. And then you add all your ingredients, and what we would do if this was ready is put this whole thing in here, lay it at the bottom, right? And then separate container, all of this is mashed, da-da-da. Once it's smoothed out, you put this on, you smooth it out, and then you put the Parmesan cheese on top. Because everything's already cooked, right? You don't have to cook it properly in the oven. You just let it brown a little bit so it gets gooey. You also don't need to use Parmesan cheese. If you don't want. Some of you are like, why wouldn't you want to use Parmesan cheese? Of course I'm going to use Parmesan cheese. But you don't have to. So it's really up to you what you want to do. And then, right, you're going to garnish with parsley. Fresh parsley is ideal. Any questions?
yes, how do you get the potatoes to brown on top? Do you have to broil?
You can broil. If it's high enough heat in bake or roast, whatever you're using in your oven, it should brown itself. But if it's too low of a heat, it's gonna steam it instead of brown it. Yeah. And you just
So
have
you
to be
toast
patient.
the top, use
You
the
can
toast.
toast the, yep, you can toast the top. And that being said, give me 1 second. I'm gonna answer all of your questions. I wanna go check on our friend inside because I was just warming it for us. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
So you've seen her a lot here? I thought that she probably was here a couple different times, you know.
So she set that up.
A man, yeah, email or something.
And she probably,
I know there was a name of a man last time, I never seen his name, he never came, because I think he came for exercise.
Yeah, I can't
Is
remember.
it if my friend were behind
How are we doing? Are we okay?
Yeah, there was some issue there.
What parts?
So if you have a question about that, yeah, the root. So I know this is confusing because they both look like a root, right? It's like both of these things could be a root.
Yeah.
But try to see which one is flatter. The flatter one.
That's the
The
one that's
harder
in the
one.
ground,
Yes,
that part.
this part is in the ground. So this is where the roots came from, and they picked it up. And this is where the greens
I
are.
heard that's how you don't cry. You leave that, the root on, and you slice it like you did, and you don't cry.
Do you know how many people say different things?
Right.
But it doesn't really work for me. Yeah, if you wear goggles. I'm serious. There's a picture somewhere of me in culinary school with goggles on, and it's fantastic, and it works.
If you have a candle, put a candle where you're doing it.
You know, do whatever works for you. I've tried a lot of things. People say put bread in your mouth. I think that's also a
That one is
joke.
hilarious.
Yeah.
How about if you chop them underwater? Like, in other words, if the water is, the water is going and you're chopping?
That's ambitious. How do you do that?
I think we should just take some wine.
I heard you just run water, that's all.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I heard about.
You know, not, you don't chop it underwater, you just run water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's
I mean,
fair.
I put mine in the refrigerator. So like, for example, if you ever have an onion that, like red onions, that you don't want to be as oniony, for lack of a better word, so you put them in cold water for about 10, 20 minutes, and then that takes before you eat them.
That neutralizes it.
Yes. So like red onions, you might put on a bagel, like lox and cream cheese, or put in a ceviche, or a taco, or something like that. If it's ever too oniony, you slice it first, put it in cold water, and then take it out. And it really takes it out. Oh, it's so much better, and it doesn't make you cry as much. So that's that. I'm cooking this, so we'll all taste it. How does that sound? Are you excited? I'm very excited for you to try. So this is, we have completed our time for this portion until the tasting begins, because this is clearly not going to cook. And it's so funny because I boiled this water before we started. And then when I put it on here, forget it. I'm actually going to go boil it in the other room so you guys can still have it for later.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when she said that.